Welcome back to Midday. We are discussing safe digging with Fortis BC. We have Ian Turnbull joining us, who is the Damage Prevention and Emergency Services Manager for Fortis BC. Thank you so much for being here,
Thanks
Ian.
for having us.
Absolutely. So April is a month that Fortis really dedicates to educating people on when you're getting out there and digging and kind of staying away from those natural gas infrastructures, right?
Yeah, actually, Safe Digging Month is not just Fortis BC, it's all the underground infrastructure owners in North America.
Oh, good,
so
okay.
It's across North America. And what we do in that time is really bring awareness to as many people as we can that it's important to call before you dig. So in our case, calling BC One Call and getting the information back from the members as to where we've got all of our infrastructure buried.
Okay, so if you call, then you just say where you were planning to dig, and then you'll get your answer pretty much right away?
That's right. Well, it does take a couple of 3 days, just again, depending on the size of your project, where you're located. For us, we'll email you mapping information back so that you know from your property where our facility is located and how to go about avoiding it.
Ian, what is the danger surrounding, not taking those steps, not phoning, not finding out where it is safe and not safe to dig? What would you say the main dangers are around that?
Well, in our system alone, so just Fortis BC, we experience 1,200 hits a year.
Wow.
And it's down from, so we've been doing a lot of work on this. It used to be close to 2,000. So we've helped with reducing it. All the contractors, homeowners and the like around the province have helped to really bring it down. We still like to go down to zero. That would be great.
Of course. That's the goal.
But remembering why we're in business is to bring a fuel source to somebody's home to heat the water and do cooking and heat your home. Having that blowing out of a pipe in an uncontrolled fashion is not a safe situation.
Right, and doing it in April, having the campaign or the month-long campaign in April, is there a reason behind that? Is it just because, the weather's a lot better now, people are thinking about getting out there?
That's right. So this is the time of year across North America where most people are coming out of the colder part of the year, and they're thinking about, just as you said, whether it's garden work, doing the renovation, building the house. So if we get the message out to the people as they're thinking about it, then hopefully they'll also remember that important part of calling before they dig.
Absolutely. We have a little video that I know we have queued up that maybe we'll listen to some of it, and then we can chat as well over it, Ian. So just take a look at this.
Excavation. It's a serious business for workers, for the public, and for the environment. Before you excavate or drill with power tools or equipment, you need to accurately locate all underground utility services in the area and control any danger to workers from those utility services. This video is for the safe excavation of a buried gas line as part of Fortis BC's distribution gas utility. Other utilities have different methods of exposure and approach distances determined by the utility owner or provincial or federal regulations. The first step in any excavation is to click or call before you dig. Contact BC One Call at 1-800-474-6886 or visit bconecall.ca. The call is free from anywhere in BC. Make sure you call 3 days before your project begins to ensure BC One Call members have enough time to respond to your request. Please note, all documentation provided by the BC One Call members must be received, reviewed, and available on-site before you begin excavation. Once you know the approximate location of the gas line, you're ready to proceed. Use yellow paint or small flags to mark the line off before any digging. Maintain a minimum of 1 meter from your markings. Always use a spotter to make sure the operator doesn't dig in the 1 meter exclusion zone.
So yeah, these are really good tips, hey Ian?
Yes.
I mean, you have this video out there for a reason. And I mean, these gentlemen in this video are, they might be city workers or whatever, but it's not just, crews that are out there doing this and hitting a gas line or a water line or something by accident. It's also, as you were mentioning earlier, homeowners.
That's right. One of the big challenges we have that is a lot of people think when we say, well, you should excavate without making that call first is, well, I'm not excavating, I'm just digging in my garden.
Right.
I'm not using a backhoe, I'm not using an excavating machine.
Right.
And that's why we brought in the shovel here for you, just to drive home the point that even planting a tree in your garden, you really should make sure that you know where everything is, so that you can just avoid that inconvenience.
This is the shovel that Ian's talking about, everybody.
Yes.
Homeowners, listen up.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good to know. Can we speak specifically about Kamloops?
Sure.
How are we doing in the grand scheme of things here?
So Kamloops is doing really well. As a matter of fact, the mayor and council have proclaimed this a Safe Digging Month in Kamloops as well. So that's really neat, and it really shows the involvement that the community has in this program. 10 years ago, Kamloops averaged around 65 damages a year, and this year, 22, or I should say the last year.
Wow, that's a pretty significant decrease.
It is. As a matter of fact, if you look at communities around the same size as Kamloops, 10 years ago, you were leading the pack with the most damages.
Wow.
And now it's completely reversed. Kamloops is the community with the least damages.
Yay, us.
Yeah, no, that's really good. And
it is
really,
great.
again, speaks to the involvement of all the contractors and people in town to really try and drive that down and take it from where it was to where it is now, which is great.
Do we have some pictures? If we have pictures, we can throw them up there, and if not, that's okay. We saw that video, which is fantastic. So Kamloops is trending in the right direction,
Absolutely,
right?
yes.
Yeah. So what would you encourage? I mean, phone the phone number, of course, call before you dig. Is there anything else that you want to say, Ian, surrounding sort of a year-round reminder? Because, of course, we're thinking about this now, it's April. But how do you get people thinking about this all the time?
Well, we always have reminders in market, in newspaper, on the radio, just to help people. I really would encourage anyone just to make it part of their planning. So if you're going to go to the garden store and buy a bunch of plants to put in, or if you're going to build that new fence or replace the fence, just make it part of your standard procedure. That the other thing we've got to do, as well as buying nails or plants, is to make that call to BC One Call. You can also click before you dig too. And it's really easy nowadays. We've just updated the software, so now essentially anyone who uses the system will go onto a Google Earth-like map, draw a box around.
That's a great idea.
Where they're going to do the work, and then that gets submitted in, and you get the information back from us and others saying this is where we have our pipes and wires and everything else in your yard or in the area you're going to do the work in.
See, with technology like that, we should get to that zero.
It is. And no, eventually one day people will have smartphones. And
just scan it or something.
Scan it right
you
there.
just never know, right?
It'll be right there, right away.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thanks, Ian. I'm glad to hear that us as a city are doing really well. And again, just a reminder, of course, to be careful out there and call before you dig. More information, you can check out the website there on the bottom of the screen. We are back in a moment on Midday, so stay with us.